So yung pledge mga kababayan ngayon ni Netanyahu, uubusin nila every member of Hamas. So it will be a long and difficult war mga kababayan. Bumigay po yung ating Pangulo. Umiyak po. Hindi mapigil ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos ang kanyang emosyon nang tawagan niya po yung mga families ng mga namatay sa giyera doon po sa Israel. Ayan po mga kababayan yung ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Talagang napaiyak po siya. Sabi niya, last night, I made two of the most difficult phone calls I had to make as president. Talagang nakakaiyak po ang mga pangyayaring ito. It's heartbreaking. Lalo yung kwento mga kababayan ng isang Filipina caregiver, yung isang nurse, na ayaw niya talagang iwan yung kanyang inaalagaan na matanda. Pinili ng Filipina nurse mga kababayan na manatili sa tabi ng kanyang inaalagaan na Israeling matanda. Hanggang siya sa both of them, mga kababayan, pinatay na mga Hamas. Ayan po ang kwento, unbelievable humanity, loyalty, death of a caregiver, mourned. Kaya yung ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos talaga po ay naiyak. But before ko mga kababayan ibigay sa inyo yung full story, click subscribe muna dito sa ating YouTube channel and hit the notification bell para lagi po kayong updated ng mga kaganapan dito sa ating bansa at sa buong mundo. Like and share na rin po ninyo ng ating video. At wag na rin po ninyo na i-skip yung ating mga commercial ads para tuloy-tuloy ang pag-unlad ng bagong Pilipinas. So naging very emotional mga kababayan yung ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Sabi niya sa kanyang post mga kababayan 20 hours ago, last night I made two of the most difficult phone calls I've had to make as president. The nation is one in grieving with the families of the Filipinos who were killed in the attacks on Israel. Sabi niya, we will provide the most support to the families they were taken from. This tragedy will not deter our spirit. We will continue to stand for peace. Sabi ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. So sabi rito sa balita from the Manila Standard, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. spoke to the families of Filipinos killed in the Hamas attack in Israel on Wednesday night and vowed to provide them with the help they needed. Yung Department of Foreign Affairs mga kababayan, kinumpirma yung dalawang mga Filipino na namatay from the massive attack on Israel noong Sabado. Nakilala sila mga kababayan as Angeline Aguirre, 32 anyos, from Pangasinan, at saka si Paul Vincent Castelvi, 42 anyos, from Pampanga. Pareho po silang mga caregivers. Kinilala mga kababayan ng mga Israeli official yung katapangan and heroism ni Aguirre, who showed unbelievable humanity when she chose to stay with her employer. Hindi po siya umalis mga kababayan doon. Pinili niyang mag-stay sa tabi. Hindi niya iniwanan yung kanyang alaga na isang pasyente na matanda. Flor Hassan Nahom, the deputy mayor of Jerusalem, said Aguirre had a chance to flee during the attack but showed loyalty by remaining at Nira's side during the violence, resulting in both of them being murdered by Hamas. Sabi po mga kababayan ni Nahum. Matindi po mga kababayan. Talagang nakakaiyak yung nangyari po. Yung ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos talagang naiyak. Sabi po ng DFA, itong si Aguirre had worked in Israel as a caregiver for 6 years, caring for her elderly patient na si Naira. on kibbutz sa Kfar Gaza. O siya po mga kababayan yung Filipina caregiver si Aguirre. Naiuwi na yung kanyang labi sa Pangasinan sa tulong ng ating mga authorities sa Department of Foreign Affairs. Napakagandang Filipina caregiver mga kababayan na pinili niya na mag-stay sa tabi ng kanyang inaalagaan na Israeli elderly patient. Ayan po, mga kababayan, yung kanyang picture. Sabi dyan, a candle is lit near a crucifix and a picture of caregiver Angeline Aguirre at her family's residence in Barangay Balagan, Binmali, Pangasinan yesterday. Aguirre is one of the 2 Filipinos confirmed killed in Israel during the attack by Hamas over the weekend nung Sabado. Kaya yung mga Filipino, mga kababayan, yung ating bansa, mahal ng mga Israelis po. And we have that history ng pagsaklolo po sa mga Diyos, mga kababayan, during the time of Hitler. Noong panahon, mga kababayan, ni Hitler, yung presidente noon, si Quezon, naging refuge po ang Pilipinas ng around 1,300 Jews na persecuted po by Hitler noong panahon ng Holocaust. Kaya hindi na bago sa atin yung ganyang pag-uugali, mga kababayan. Natural sa atin yung sumaklolo sa ganong mga sitwasyon, lalo na sa mga Hudyo. Kasi nga po, kasin po natin ang mga Hudyo. We are Ophirians. Galing sa lahi, mga kababayan, ni Peleg at Yoktan. Kung saan galing, mga kababayan, ang lahi ng mga Hebreo at mga Ophirians. Kasin po tayo. Kasin tayo nila. Kaya nandyan yung lukso ng dugo ng mga Filipino, the modern Ophirians, mga kababayan, sa pagsaklolo sa mga Hudyo. Other than the spiritual bind, mga kababayan, between us. Kasi tayo, mga Kristiyano tayo, di ba? Ang Israel is the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. Kaya ganun po tayo sa pagsaklolo, mga kababayan, sa mga Diyos. Ayan po, mga kababayan, remembering our humanitarian legacy with safe haven, Jewish refugees in the Philippines, to pay tribute to the legacy of the Philippine President Manuel L. Quezon, whose open door policy saved close to 1,300 Jewish refugees fleeing the Holocaust. Twin events were recognized by the Philippine Mission to the UN in New York and the Philippine Embassy in Israel. Ganon, mga kababayan. So, nalaman na ninyo kung gaano kalalim yung relasyon, mga kababayan, ng Pilipinas at saka Israel. Kung paano mag-care yung ating mga kababayang Filipinos sa ating pinsan na mga Israelis. At yan na patunayan ulit ngayon sa pag-atake ng mga Hamas, the biblical enemy of the Jewish people, mga kababayan. So sabi rito, mga kababayan, sa balita, in grief and anguish, loved ones of the Filipina caregiver killed in Hamas attacks in Israel recalled her last moments of terror, which she narrated in their online chat group as murder and mayhem unfolded before her eyes. Sabi dyan, mga kababayan, in her final group chat with their family, 32-year-old Angeline Aguirre of Barangay Balagan spoke about her feeling of terror as armed men began to arrive at the residence where she was staying near the Gaza Strip last Saturday. Last message niya, ang sabi niya, ando na daw sa kanila, natatakot na daw siya. Wilma Bandong, Aguirre's eldest sister, yesterday told the Star. Aguirre, who had been married for just over a year, was one of the 2 Filipinos confirmed to have died in the attacks launched by Hamas. Sobrang sakit po ang nangyari sa kapatid ko. Bandong said she was survived by her husband, parents, William and Erlinda, and siblings, Angeline was the fourth among its siblings. Bandong said her sister came home to the Philippines in July last year and returned to Israel 2 months later noong Setyembre, just days after na sila ay ikasal. She said another sister living in Israel was staying some 30 minutes away by land travel from Angeline's place. Dalawa pala sila doon. Bandong said Angeline was known for her kindness, and as such, her previous employer had treated her like a family member. Talagang napamahal na po, mga kababayan, sa kanyang Jewish employer. Ito pong si Angeline. Sabi niya, yung kanyang sister had planned to visit Malta or Canada with her husband. She was also planning to stay for good in the Philippines to raise a family. Angeline's grieving widower, also a former overseas worker from Bulacan, was set to arrive in his late wife's hometown to await the repatriation of her remains. Hindi pa pala po mga kababayan nakakauwi. Yung picture lang yung nandun. Kasi confirmed na siyempre patay na. Akala ko po kanina naiwi na kasi may nakalagay ng crucifix at yung picture niya. So sabi rito, she said they were in close coordination with authorities for the repatriation of her remains. So hindi pa na ibabalik mga kababayan yung bangkay ni Angeline. So sabi rito sa balita, Pangasinan Governor Ramon Guico III said the provincial government is ready to extend all the necessary help to Angeline's family. According to the Provincial Information Office, Dobby de Guzman, it pains me to hear this horrible news. I sympathize with their family, sabi po ni Guico. So tama, mga kababayan, nagkamali ako ng pagbabalita. I-correct ko na lang po. Akala ko, nandyan na yung bangkay. Andyan pala, picture pa lang at sa tabi ng crucifix at saka kandila. Kasi siyempre, confirm ng patay siya. So naglagay na sila ng ganito doon sa bahay nila, mga kababayan, sa Pangasinan. So yan po ang namatay na si Angeline, isang napakagandang nurse. Maganda at matapang na nurse at very caring, mga kababayan. Kaya napaiyak yung ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos sa tapang na ipinakita, mga kababayan, itong ating Filipina caregiver. Doon po, mga kababayan, sa Israel. So nakakalungkot na magulo, napakagulo, mga kababayan, sa Israel, kung saan magdidisimbre pa naman. And marami sa ating mga kababayan ang naka-schedule na pumunta doon para sa pilgrimage to the Holy Land, the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. Pero the irony is, napakagulo. For you to understand kung bakit napakagulo sa Israel, you have to read the Bible. This is part of the unfolding prophecy, mga kababayan. In the Holy Land, Israel, Jerusalem, mga kababayan. Tingnan naman ninyo ang mga kaganapan sa bansang Israel gayon. Death and destruction, mga kababayan. Massacre. Yan po ang mga scenes in Israel. Kahindik-hindik na destruction because of bombings, bombardment na ginagawa ngayon ng gobyerno ng Israel. Ang ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos nagpasalamat sa embassy ng Israel sa pagtulong sa pag-rescue sa ating mga kababayang Filipinos dahil sa Israel-Hamas war. Ayan po ang ating Pangulong Bongbong, talagang hands-on. The President met with Israeli Ambassador Ilan Flos this afternoon. Government assures OFWs families in the Philippines of their safety amid Israel-Hamas conflict. Yan po ang mga balita. Philippine government working with Israeli officials to repatriate the remains of Filipinos killed during the Israel-Hamas conflict. Sabi din ng ating armed forces, ready sila to conduct evacuation operation in Israel if necessary. Alert level 3 declared in Gaza ng ating Department of Foreign Affairs. Yan ang mga balita. Pinoy trapped in Gaza. Ayan po yung warning ni Netanyahu. Sabi dyan, Israel-Hamas war. Netanyahu vows to wipe Hamas off the earth. Netanyahu warns every member of Hamas is dead man's as new atrocities revealed 1,300 dead. So yung pledge mga kababayan ngayon ni Netanyahu, uubusin nila every member of Hamas. So it will be a long and difficult war mga kababayan. Nagkausap na mga kababayan si Netanyahu saka si National Security of State Blinken. Ayan po mga kababayan, Anthony Blinken. At doon niya ikwinento ni Netanyahu the horrors, the unimaginable inhumanity na ginawa ng mga Hamas sa kanilang mga mamamayan. Pinagkakatay po yung mga Israelis, sexually abused, may mga bata, babae, matatanda, sinunog ng buhay. Ganon katindi yung horrors na ginawa mga kababayan ng mga Hamas. And mamaya mga kababayan, ibibigay ko sa inyo ang konting background. Sino ba itong mga Hamas? Saan galing ang lahi nitong mga taong ito? At alam po ba ninyo na yung mga Israelis kasi, noon pang panahon, biblical times, hindi kasi po sinunod ang utos ng Diyos. That's the reason why they suffered until today. Ngayon, sabi ni Netanyahu, uubusin nila yung mga Hamas. Noon pang panahon mga kababayan, yung utos ng Diyos sa kanila na mga Israelites, ubusin man talaga yung lahi nila. Hindi nila inubos. Ito ngayon mga kababayan ang result. 4 millennia, mga kababayan, several millennia, paulit-ulit na nangyayari sa mga Hudyo ang ganitong massacre sa kanilang lahi. But before kong ikwento sa inyo ang background na yon, iparinig ko muna yung speech ni Netanyahu. Kasama po si U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken. Yan pa.
Important visit here today. Thank you. Thank President Biden. And thank you to the American people for your incredible support for Israel in our war against the barbarians of Hamas. I thank you in English. I want to thank you in Hebrew as well. אני רוצה להודות למזכיר המדינה בלינקן.
Ikuhan ko na lang muna yung English na lang po kasi sa Hebrew muna siya nagsasalita. Yung translation po sa English yung iparinig ko po sa inyo. Ito po, mga kababayan, madali lang. Yan po. Dali lang.
Your visit is another tangible example of America's unequivocal support for Israel. Hamas has shown itself to be an enemy of civilization. The massacring of young people in an outdoor music festival, the butchering of entire families, the murder of parents in front of their children and the murder of children in front of their parents, the burning of people alive,
Matindi.
the beheadings, the kidnappings of a young boy, not only kidnapped, molested, hurt, attacked,
Matindi po.
and the sickening display of celebrating these horrors, the celebration and glorification of evil. President Biden was absolutely correct in calling this sheer evil. Hamas is ISIS, and just as ISIS was crushed, so too will Hamas be crushed. And Hamas should be treated exactly the way ISIS was treated. They should be spit out from the community of nations. No leader should meet them. No country should harbor them. And those that do should be sanctioned. Tony, my friend, I say to you, I say to all of us, there will be many difficult days ahead. But I have no doubt that the forces of civilization will win. And the reason that's true is because we understand what is the first prerequisite of victory. It's what you just said in our meeting. Moral clarity. This is a time, a particular time, a special time, that we must stand tall, proud, and united against evil. Tony, you are taking that stand. America is taking that stand. Thank you for being here today. Thank you, America, for standing with Israel today, tomorrow, and always.
So yun po, mga kababayan, yung mensahe ni Netanyahu, yung message ni Netanyahu.
I'm grateful to be back in Israel in this incredibly difficult
Si Blinken naman po,
for this nation, but in fact, for the
sagot
entire
ni
world.
Blinken.
If you'll permit me, personal aside, I come before you not only as the United States Secretary of State, but also as a Jew.
Jewish pala ito si
My
Blinken.
grandfather, Maurice Blinken, fled pogroms in Russia. My stepfather, Samuel Pizar, survived concentration
From
camps,
Russia pala siya dati.
Auschwitz, Dachau, Majdanek. So, Prime Minister, I understand on a personal level the harrowing echoes that Hamas's massacres carry for Israeli Jews, indeed, for Jews everywhere. I also come before you as a husband and father of young children. It's impossible for me to look at the photos of families killed, such as the mother, father, and 3 small children murdered as they sheltered in their home in Kibbutz near Oz, and not think of my own children. This was just one of Hamas's countless acts of terror. In a litany of brutality and inhumanity that, yes, brings to mind the worst of ISIS. Babies slaughtered, bodies desecrated, young people burned alive, women
Matindi.
raped, parents executed in front of their children, children in front of their parents. How are we even to understand this, to digest this? And yet, at the same time,
Trilod po ito ng tribulation po, mga kababayan. Ganyan na ganyan ang senaryo ng mga maiiwan
grandfather who drove over an hour to a kibbutz under siege
after the rapture of the believers, the church,
and rescued his kids and grandkids.
during the time of Armageddon.
The mother who died shielding her teenage son with her body, giving her life to save his, giving him life for a second time. The volunteer security teams on the kibbutzes who swiftly rallied to defend their friends and neighbors despite being heavily outnumbered. And we're lifted by the remarkable solidarity of the Israeli people, demonstrated in the long lines of people giving blood, in the hundreds of thousands of reservists who've mobilized, some rushing home from abroad, people around the country opening their homes to fellow citizens displaced from the south. The people of Israel have long and rightly prided themselves on their self-reliance, on their ability to defend themselves, even when the odds are stacked against them. The message that I bring to Israel is this: you may be strong enough on your own to defend yourself, but as long as America exists, you will never ever have to. We will always be there by your side. That's the message that President Biden delivered to the Prime Minister from the moment this crisis began. It's the message that I and my other colleagues in the government have delivered to our Israeli counterparts on a daily, even an hourly basis. It's the message that I bring with me to our discussions today, and it's what I'll affirm when I meet with the members of Israel's newly formed national emergency government. We welcome the government's creation and the unity and resolve that it reflects across Israel's society.
So
Did
yan
you
po.
know you can generate
Yan po mga kababayan yung message of pledge of support ng Amerika, assurance ng American support sa Israel. Ngayon, sabi natin kanina, sino ba to na mga Hamas? Bakit ganon katindi ang galit nila sa mga Israelites? Sabi ko po sa inyo, itong mga Palestino na kaaway ng Israel, sila po yung mga biblical Canaanites from the lineage of Noah mismo po. Grandson po ang mga Canaanites ni Noah. Ayan po. According to the Bible, the Canaanites descended from Noah's grandson Canaan. Canaan was accursed through Noah after Canaan's father Ham saw Noah drunk and naked in his tent after Noah's brood in animals returned to dry land from the ark. The curse that Canaan would become a slave to his brothers extended to Canaan's offspring. Abiding by God's promise that He would protect them from destruction and let them be victorious in battle, Israelites fought with Canaanites to take over vast areas of territory in Hebron's promised land. So the Lord gave Israel all the land He had sworn to give their forefathers, and they took possession of it and settled there. Sabi po sa Joshua chapter 21 verse 43. So makikita po ninyo yung away dyan po ng mga Palestino, yung Hamas, Hezbollah, lahat ng mga kalaban ng Israel nagsimula pa nung panahon ng Genesis. O yan po, isinumpa mga kababayan ng Diyos, cursed itong mga Canaanites. Yan Genesis chapter 9 verse 25 to 27. Kaya kung wala tayo mga kababayan na na malalim na knowledge ng Bible, hindi natin maintindihan bakit nag-aaway sila. At sino po yung may karapatan sa lupa? Yan pong promised land. Yan pong mga Palestino o yung mga Israelites. Ngayon, to give you a deep understanding po kung sino ang may karapatan sa lupa, i-recommend ko po sa inyo na panoorin yung exposition, yung preaching nitong mga kilalang pastor para authority po sa pagsasalita. Hindi ninyo pagdudahan. Ako pwedeng pagdudahan pa ninyo. Di ba? Try ninyo po na panoorin itong si Dr. Benny Abante Jr. Isa po siyang pastor dyan sa Metropolitan Ecclesia Baptist Church sa Manila. Pwede din kayo na mag-church dyan, mga kababayan, kasi tama yung turo nila. Itong si Dr. Benny Abante po, Jr., hindi lang siya pastor. Congressman siya po, mga kababayan ng Maynila. Siguro familiar sa inyo yung mukha niya. Congressman po siya, hindi matalo-talo, laging panalo dyan sa Manila, kahit hindi namimili ng boto. Unbeatable congressman dyan sa Maynila, si Congressman Abante. Lagi ninyo sigurong nakikita sa mga session sa Congress. Very active po siya. Isa po siyang pastor, Baptist pastor po siya. And napakalalim po ng kanyang knowledge about prophecy, about history, biblical history. Kaya in one of his preachings, because of the war in Israel between Hamas and Israel po, natalakay niya po sa kanyang preaching ang tungkol dito. I-search na lang po ninyo. The War on Israel, Dr. Benny M. Abante. Sa YouTube po, YouTube. Para you will have a deep understanding Nanggira po dyan, mga kababayan. At masumpungan na rin po ninyo yung kaligtasan sa pamamagitan ng ating Panginoong Hesukristo. There you will understand kung nasaan na po tayo. Gaano na ba tayo kalapit sa pagdating ng ating Panginoong Hesukristo? At saan po ito mauuwi? Mga kababayan, na war in Israel, gaano na ba tayo kalapit sa rapture of the believers? And for you to understand, ano yung rapture? Isa pang video, mga kababayan, preaching, October 8 pa lang. Israel War in Final Prophecy, October 8, 2023, with Pastor Tiff Shuttlesworth. Yan po, sa YouTube din po, mga kababayan. For you to understand kung bakit ba sila nag-aaway, ano ang pagkakamali, ng Israel. Bakit hanggang ngayon, mga kababayan, ganun katindi ang hatred against the Jewish people? There you will understand, mga kababayan, kung bakit ganon. Sabi ko nga, laki ng pagkakamali, mga kababayan, ng Israel, ng mga Jewish people noong pang panahon. Nagkamali sila. Hindi nila sinunod yung utos ng ating Panginoong Ama sa langit. And because of that blunder, because of that sins, until today, they are suffering. Kaya nakikita ninyo ang kahindik-hindik na nangyayari in the promised land, in the Holy Land. Di ba sabi natin, mga kababayan, that's the irony. The land of birth ng ating Panginoong Hesukristo, napakagulo. Bakit? There you will understand kung bakit. At dito sa preaching po, ako nang panoorin ko po ito, biglang nag-pop up sa aking timeline, mga kababayan. Napaiyak po ako, napaluha ako, tulad ng pag-iyak ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, mga kababayan, sa pagkamatay ng dalawang Filipino, at may mga iba pang naiipit in the conflict in Israel ngayon po. At dito din po, mga kababayan, makakapag-decide tayo. Saan po dapat tayo nararapat na kumampi? Saan tayo lulugar? In the conflict between Hamas, the Philistines, and the Jewish people, saan tayo? Pero to give you a little idea, i-quote ko na lang po sa inyo itong Genesis chapter 12 verse 3. Sabi diyan, calling Abram, I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and curse those who curse you, and all the families of the earth will be blessed through you. Yan po, mga kababayan, ang sabi mismo ng Diyos kay Abram, kung saan ang galing ang bansang Israel. So, I think may idea na kayo kung kanino dapat tayo kakampi. Ayun man lang po, mga kababayan. Baka lang gusto ninyo po itong itry. Firmax Firming and Lifting Cream, pinapahid po sa mga pulses and affected area. Mainam po sa paninigas ng mga kaso-kasuan. Ito naman po, Automax Radiant Serum. Sa mukha naman yung application. Anti-aging po siya. You will look 10 years younger than your age. Sa mga cancer patients naman po, baka lang gusto ninyo itong itry. Ningxia Red Mix Fruit Drink. Hindi man po siya gamot, food supplement siya. Kaya lang, gawa siya, mga kababayan, sa goji berry. Ang goji berry may anti-cancer properties. Okay po? Ako po si Dante Maravillas. Bye-bye po. God bless.